There is a massive, untapped asset sitting inside your head right now. Years of experiences, solved problems, and acquired skills are stored in your memory. But for most people, this information is trapped in an unreadable, chaotic state. We operate entirely in the information age. Everything we sense, from the heat of a fire telling us to pull our hand away, to the genetic code building our cells, is data that we process to move better in the world. Yet millions of people still operate under the outdated industrial employment model. This is a system built on rigid conformity and mechanical repetition, where you are paid simply to act as a cog in someone else's machine. Our formal education system was explicitly designed to feed that exact machine. It trains people for the passive receipt of instructions, preparing them to fit neatly into an external system rather than building their own. The creator economy offers a different path. Here, your unique consciousness, your specific interests, and your personal problem-solving abilities become the actual product. You stop doing someone else's thing, and you start doing your own. Humans process information for two reasons: to create or to destroy. By mastering the flow of your own data, taking the solutions you found in your life and refining them into a clear path, you create an alternative to the industrial system. You've turned your internal problem-solving into a transferable, sellable asset. To do this, we have to fight a natural psychological tendency: entropy. Entropy is a physics term for the gradual decline into disorder, and the human mind naturally drifts toward it. Without structured input, our thoughts easily spiral into overwhelm and confusion. Because of this, the population splits into two distinct groups. The majority try to cope with this disorder by distracting themselves, consuming chaotic, negative media and online drama just to feel something. But a curious minority realizes this is a trap and actively seeks out ordered, high-quality information to build their lives with. People value clarity because it restores order to their consciousness. When you capture chaotic experiences and structure them into a system, you provide a shortcut for others. You're building a business on the one thing the market consistently lacks: signal in a sea of noise. Self-monetization is built on three basic pillars. Your brand is what you do. Product is how you do it. Marketing is why you do it. You don't have to invent entirely new concepts to build these pillars. Think of a modern digital creator like an electronic music DJ. A DJ acts as a synthesizer, taking existing samples and mixing them together to create entirely new genres and subgenres. You don't need to be a world-class, undisputed expert. You just need to be slightly above average and willing to combine different theories. Merge a rigorous powerlifting routine with a minimalist 2-day schedule, and you've created something entirely new for people just like you. By actively experimenting with multiple existing methods, you build a unique, holistic understanding. This broad perspective is infinitely more valuable to the market than any single rigid ideology. Think of social media as public note-taking software. It is a live testing ground where you publish your daily thoughts to see exactly what resonates with an audience. As you document your journey, pay attention to the specific processes you use to achieve results in your own life. Whether it is landing freelance clients or writing a newsletter every morning, look at the exact steps you take. Once you identify a recurring process, write it down as a standard operating procedure, or SOP. An SOP is simply a step-by-step set of instructions used to achieve a predictable result. This document acts as the bridge between a messy personal habit and a highly structured product. Your raw, chaotic personal notes and social media posts are pulled through a funnel of refinement, emerging as a clean, sequentially numbered flowchart. This flowchart represents the actual digital product, the packaged how consumers buy to shortcut their own learning curves. Having a product is only half the equation, but to sell it, you do not need to invent complex marketing strategies from scratch. Look at the creators you already follow and learn from. Deconstruct their landing pages, analyze their email funnels, and study the structure of their compelling copy. Once you understand the structure of those pages, the headlines they use, the problems they highlight, and the guarantees they make, you simply inject your newly created SOP into those existing architectural frameworks. By studying and directly adopting these proven marketing frameworks, you completely bypass years of expensive trial and error. You guarantee that your product communicates its value in a structure and language that buyers already understand. This is the new reality of the value creator. You are no longer selling your hourly time to an employer. You are your own specific niche, and you are selling packaged clarity. But there is a hard truth you have to accept right now. The very first product you build will likely fail. Your initial ideas are completely unvalidated by the public, and you are operating on assumptions. The entrepreneur Naval Ravikant notes that true mastery doesn't come from 10,000 hours of isolated practice. It comes from 10,000 iterations. This continuous feedback loop is required for success. You launch a product, gather market data on what resonates, and use that data to iterate. Audience engagement, clicks, and sales provide the exact empirical data you need to make the next iteration profitable. Taking consistent action turns the unknown into the known. By extracting, ordering, and publishing the valuable information already sitting inside your head, you replace the anxiety of chaos with an autonomous, fulfilling future.